So you want to start by getting a pair of plain brown pants, and then just take some scrap fabric and cut out the patches. Most of them are round, but there was a few rectangle ones. And then you just want to lay out where you want your patches to be on your pants. There's a couple ways to do this. One is you can sew them on. I'm using white thread here so you can see it better on the camera. But you just run your thread through your patch, run it back through, and then you just want to take your needle and pull that through the end of the thread to lock it in there. And then you'll just want to go around the patch, push your needle through the pants first so that you got the needle on the inside. And then you just want to continue on going all the way around the patch, going through both layers, both the pants and the patch, and then you'll come around to the front. You'll go through the pants and the patch again, and you'll just keep going all the way around the entire patch, going through both layers. You want to make the stitches kind of messy to look like something that was an old pair of pants that somebody used for a scarecrow. And then the other way to do it is to just get some of that fusible webbing stuff and just cut out a patch a little bit smaller than your fabric patch, and then just take an iron and heat that up, and that will pretty much glue that in place. And so then once you've got them either ironed on or sewn on, here's where I've got all my patches arranged. And so then to put some straw on here, you just want to put a little hot glue on the bottom of the legs and put on some raffia. You just want to cut that off short. You can do that to both the legs, go all the way around. So then I just got a dark green shirt, and I cut the elastic off the sleeves, cut it off of both sleeves, and cut off the elastic off the collar as well. So you end up with a nice flat collared shirt. And so then you want to cut all the way down, not quite in the center, just a little bit off center. And you'll pull that over to make the closure. And so then to keep it closed, you want to take a big button and just sew that in place on the underside. And then once you've got that sewn in place, just fold the shirt over it. Just hold about where the button is, feel where the button is underneath there. Make a little cut with a pair of scissors, and then just cut the cut wide enough so that the button can go up through it. And then you can just push the button through that, and that will hold it shut. And then you'll want to do the same thing farther down the shirt with another button. You'll do the same thing, just sew the button on and cut it in the shirt to hold it in place. And then you'll eventually use a piece of rope to go across the middle as a belt. So you do the sleeves the same way as the pants, just putting a little hot glue, sticking some raffia in it, and again you go all the way around the sleeves. So here it is with both sleeves, and I also stuck a little bit of raffia right in the middle between the two buttons on the part of the lapel. So for the hat, cut yourself a circle out of black felt about 2 feet wide, and then you'll just want to make a cut in it up to the center, and then you'll just fold that around itself, and that will give it the pointed shape. So just glue the edge of that in place, a little bit more hot glue. Then you'll have your little cone for the top of the hat. So then just set that on some more black felt. And then you just want to cut all the way around that, leaving about 2 inches around it to make the brim. Kind of looks like a witch hat at this point. And then just trace around it with a white pencil. You can barely see it on the camera, but get your scissors in there and just cut out that line that you just made so you still have about 2 inches of brim all the way around. And then you'll just take your brim, and what you want to do is you want to lay that all the way around the cone part at the bottom, and you'll just sew it all the way around. And so then when you fold it back down, the seam will be hidden and it will drape the appropriate way. So here it is once I've got it sewn. And it's still a little bit flat, so what I'm going to do to fix that is just take a little bit of hot glue and then just scrunch the edges together where I made that little hot glue mark. You'll probably have to do this in a couple places all the way around. I ended up having to do it in 3 different places. So here's the second one, and here is the third one. And when you do that, it just makes the brim fall down more so that it drapes the way it did in the movie. And so once you've got that made, then you just want to take a scrap of green fabric, and you just want to put a little bit of glue on that and stick it on the back, and then you want to twist it as you go because you want it to look kind of messy. So you just want to twist the green fabric all the way around and glue it on in a few different places until you've got it all the way around the brim of the scarecrow hat, just like that. And so then for the face part, I got some material that's kind of skin colored. You want something that matches as close to your skin as you can. And then you just cut a little opening out of the middle for your face. And so then you end up kind of looking like a Renaissance peasant, but then you'll use your twine to go around, and then you can also spirit gum the edges to your face if you want a tighter fit. And then you'll just use some rope to do the hands. And then I painted my nose brown with a little bit of homemade face paint for that painted on look. Some people with that brain's do an awful lot of talking.
Hello, boyos.
See what I mean?